Let us make 3 prostrations to the Triple Jewels together. Please be seated. Once again, let us gather our thoughts, recollect the kindness of the Triple Jewels and the teacher, and with a full gratitude in heart, let us place our palms together to request Geshe to turn the wheel of Dharma according to the well wishes and capacities of the students. Geshe, kindly give us the teaching.
I go for refuge and to enlighten to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and to enlighten to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and to enlighten to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje Joda Zobe Janamla Chanjo Pado Dane Gyalsoch Dage Jinso Gebe Sonamge Toga Benje Sanje Dubara Jo Sanje Joda Zobe Janamla Chanjo Pado Dane Gyalsoch Dage Jinso Gebe Sonamge Toga Benje Sanje Dubara Jo Sanje Joda Zobe Janamla Chanjo Pado Dane Gyalsoche Dage Jinso Gebe Sonamge Toga Benje Sanje Dubara Jo Om Ye Dharam Prabhavam Hetum Te Shandatha Gato Yavatat Te Sham Chayo Nirodham Evam Vate Mahashramanaya Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Te Shandatha Gato Yavatat Te Sham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vate Mahashramanaya Swaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Te Shandatha Gato Yavatat Chayo Nirodham Evam Vate Mahashramanaya Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of causes is what is taught by the great seer. Okay, let us turn to page 213, The Blaze of Non-Dual Bodhisattvas. This book, The Blaze, 213. A little bit. You can stand and close it fully. Thank you. Oh, you know the other side. No, it's not okay. Okay, thank you. Good. What we are reading now, dependent origination and emptiness, a compilation excerpts from sutras, treatises for meditation on emptiness. Let me quickly tell you how this compilation came to being. It was like the last 20 years that during His Holiness's teachings on emptiness, and sometimes His Holiness very clearly they asked the audience that you have to remember these verses and apply this in your meditation. And sometimes there were some verses which His Holiness uses so oftentimes in the teaching on emptiness. So I put them together, and then later on the texts which I studied from other teachers where some important passages are there. So it's all put together, and this is what is the outcome of that. It took many years. So therefore, anybody who wants to stop the tears of samsara, if you're very serious with this, these are the things that we have to, you and me, all of us, we have to read through this, study, contemplate, and we can't expect, for example, like how many had that experience of cooking, doing some cooking, and the utensils, sometimes that oil gets badly burned and the utensil becomes yellowish, the stain becomes so ingrained but yellowish, and then you think of washing it, it doesn't go away. It resents. How many had that experience? Okay, how much do you cook? Jimala, you cook? Chesbeth, you cook? Okay, children looks cooking. Jimala, I'm not too sure.
I stay in Jen, so I have to cook it myself every day.
Okay, every day. Let me see. Okay. So one time, it happens to me several times. When I was in the monastery, I used to always cook on my own, not in IBD, Kishila, not in IBD. IBD, nobody cooks on their own, but they do keep their own stove once in a while. But in the monastery, majority of the monks they have the common kitchen. But it's entirely to the individual whether you want to join the common kitchen or not. And because of my health reasons, I could not join, so I had to do my own cooking. So sometimes these utensils, it becomes so badly stained, yellowish, and it doesn't go away. You wash it doesn't go away, and then I just give up hope. And then after about a few months, it gradually goes away, because every time I would scratch it, while you agree, okay, how many agree with this result? Gradually it disappears with constant rubbing, and then it disappears. Okay, so these are the examples. These are small things that we see around, and you apply this in your real life, in your, how it works with you. So wisdom of emptiness is like this. Our self-grasping is so ingrained, like these stains, so badly ingrained. Self-grasping doesn't mean the grasping of the person. It can be a person, It can be a flower, it can be a house, it can be food, it can be your neighbor, it can be your children, it can be your parents, or whatever. So to see things real. So these stains, till we get rid of these stains, no hope. Whatever we do in the name of Dharma, it's okay. It's okay. Better that we don't engage in suffering. Better to engage in the suffering change than suffering. But exiting samsara will never happen. Tears will never stop. This is reality. So thus far, believe it or not, thus far, each one of us, you have led to life the last 20 years. Okay, how many of you less than 20 years raise hands? Less than 20 years. Less than 20 years. How old are you? You're 19. And here? 20. Okay, so we have 19. How many? Less than 19? 19 and less? 19 and less. Okay, Dijinla and our Mike lady. Mike lady and Dijinla, two of you. Otherwise, we all, okay, let's say 19. We all have the experience, except for Pema Angela. We all have the 19 years, 20 years, 30 years of experience of life. So from there, all these years, how many of you did not really like shedding tears of pain? Raise hands. Did not like shedding tears of pain. Okay, Dijan, did you shed tears? Sometimes. Okay, sometimes I shed many times when I was a little boy. Many times. Age 5, the age 5 I was to vividly remember. I lost my mom. And then this little boy, not know what was happening, and then everybody's crying, and I also cried. I remember it was so painful to see people who I love, my dad, my sister, my brother, everybody was crying. I still remember that so vividly. So we did. And then the last 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever age, how many number of years that you have led in this life. So how many you got the solution to stop the tears of samsara, to stop the painful tears? No, I did not get the solution in his hands. I didn't get the solution thus far. I didn't get the solution to stop the tears altogether. Raise hands. Yes, we didn't get the solution. And this is how it will go. The only solution, believe it or not, is the wisdom of emptiness. If we don't get the wisdom of emptiness, we can't do anything. So the 4 seals, the Buddha taught, all composite things impermanent. All composite things are impermanent. This is to tell us that we need to have a sense of urgency. We need a sense of urgency, impermanence. Things move so fast. Your life is so short. Sense of urgency. All composite things are impermanent. And yes, if you meditate on this impermanence daily, then the sense of urgency will come. And if you are meditating partly, leading life partly, this is how we go. By the time you reach age almost hitting 50, then the sense of urgency will come. Almost hitting 50, then 50, half a century gone. That is, if you're not prepared right from the beginning, it's too late. It's too late. So, study Dhamma so well. What's the preparation? Preparation is study emptiness. So those who already hit 50, it doesn't mean they're now finished, no hope. This is not the point that I'm sharing with you. The point is that those who are young, don't think that you are young, look at these old people, Don't think like this. One day you will become old, very soon. Believe it or not, it'll come very soon. It'll come very soon. So, all composite things are impermanent. This will give a sense of the urgency. All contaminated things are suffering nature. This will give us a sense of the reality of samsara. It's not what we see as cheesecake, beautiful. Look at the deer park. So beautiful. So beautiful. Particularly come from Delhi. Come to Japan, you're breathing oxygen. Pamela, yes. Beautiful. Okay, you're not from Delhi. Pamela, not from Delhi. Okay, so how many from Delhi residents? How many from Delhi residents? Full hand, not half. Full. Hey, the girl there, full. Yes. So, what is that like to be in Deer Park? Like a small heaven. Yes, very beautiful, so clean air, and leaves are glittering. Delhi, the leaves are dirty, dusty, right? And not moving, still. So here the leaves are fluttering, beautiful, green, glittering, beautiful, and the air so fresh. And even the campus looks so beautiful, clean every day. Okay, but this is not the full story of samsara. We never know where our next journey is going to be like. Is it always in Deer Park or somewhere else? We never know. Where is all contaminated things are suffering nature. Where our contamination, self-grasping, self-centered, distort the air, can throw us anywhere. We never know. So combined together, all composite things impermanent, all contaminated things are together, combined together, will give a sense of urgency to get out of samsara as soon as possible with this meditation. So the point is that for us to meditate on this is very important. Then comes number third. What's the third? Everything is the nature of emptiness, selflessness. Then you say, how to get out of this? Yes, I feel a sense of urgency. What should I do? Is there a way out? Sometimes, how many have come across such a situation where other people, yourself, your family members, so forth, is trapped in such a vicious cycle? Is trapped in such a vicious cycle where you are in problem because of this person, and because this person is having a problem because of this person, and this person is a problem because of fear. It's like circular. There's no escape. How many at times felt like this? Raise hands. Extremely painful. Extremely painful. Quinn said, no, never. Don't worry, many of these things are waiting for you, right? They're, say the back to back, they're waiting for you. All these things. Kate? Yeah, so this is Jimela. Huh? Okay, don't worry. Here, your name? Uyenla. Experience? Sure? Sometimes. Okay. So there you feel so totally helpless. There's no hope. But there's a hope. The only hope lies in wherever you are, whatever situation it seems like so connected. Where there's no hope, there's a hope. Hope is cognitively transformed. Outside there may not be hope, but cognitively you transform it and it liberates you. So that is wisdom of emptiness. And how do we know that? Believe it or not, people who are into dharma for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, if they don't have the wisdom of emptiness, 30, 40, 50, 60 years in dharma, you just stay close to them. If they're naturally good person, that's a different story. Otherwise, they're as ordinary as other people. They maybe do a lot of physical dharma rituals and so forth, but deep inside is the same ordinary person. Only if practicing compassion, the person will gradually change, become more kind, gentle. Still, liberation is not possible. Liberation is possible only if you have the wisdom of emptiness. For this, there is no shortcut. You have to study well. Contemplate and meditate. It's not just you, me. We all, I'm no exception. You're no exception. If you want to stop the tears of samsara, this is the only way. And yet, don't follow blindly. Don't follow blindly. Just see whether it's true or not. This statement the Buddha made, everything, all phenomena are the nature of emptiness, selflessness. This is the path to liberation. Just see whether what the Buddha taught is true. Whether it's true or not. How? Study it, contemplate on this, and then practice it and see the efficacy. Then you will realize that this is the only liberating factor. Otherwise, in this world, go anywhere, you see the dirty stories are everywhere. Dirty stories are everywhere. These dirty stories are nothing but to trap us into deeper and deeper and deeper in samsara. This is reality. Whether in dharma, non-dharma, everywhere is same. So the only liberating factor that can protect you, don't think that, oh, that person, this person, that person, forget about everything. You practice the wisdom of emptiness, which the Buddha taught. 4 seals. If you don't want to leave samsara, there's a different story. It's okay, the tears, it's okay. Then you be with it. Otherwise, if you want to stop this, then what other people are doing, just say, try your best to help others, but then first you must get out of it. Get out of it. And some people, they are very unfortunate. Some people, simply because other people who are into dharma and they are doing so nasty things, and you get fed up with the dharma. This is wrong. Don't be fed up with the dharma. Say somebody is eating food and doing nasty things. Don't fed up with the food. Food is very precious. You have to eat food. But be fed up with those people who are eating food and doing nasty things. Fed up with these people, not food. Food is very important. Like when somebody is studying science and doing nasty things, don't be fed up with science. Science is very precious. Whole worlds, 8 billion human beings will survive because of modern science. If modern science is not there, the human population today, it would not be 8 billion human beings. Perhaps it would be less than, say, a few millions. At the time of the Buddha, the population of the whole world is less than 200 millions. Today, one country, India, over a billion. So whole world, 8 billion human beings. So these are the things that we need to remember. So finally, it is think of your well-being first. Your well-being. What the world is doing. The world may be turning upside down. But you don't have to turn upside down. You try your best to stop all the tears of samsara. The Buddha showed the path. Practice it. And then see how efficacious. Meanwhile, even if you don't have, say, a flair for studying too much, even that is also dependent origination. Dependent origination, which means that you keep studying, be with good companions, be with people who are studying, contemplating, meditating in their own ways, actually helping others, and doing all these hours and hours of dharma, facade of dharma activities, and in real life, very nasty. Just forget about all these things. Do your own share. Uncover your hidden treasure. So, how to uncover? The Buddha gave the whole roadmap, the 4 seals. Practice this. And then once you get convinced, for that, study well, contemplate. This will not happen overnight. This will not happen in few years. Study well, contemplate. Study well, contemplate, meanwhile meditate. Then gradually you see that gradually some realizations come to you, where who you were before and who you are today is going to be different. And with your own confidence, you'll come to realize that without these studies of the Buddha's teachings, I would not have been who I am today. You'll come to that realization. Then you say that this is the path, this is so precious. No need to backbite others. No need to backbite others. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Make sure that your well-being is taken care of, and see those people who are around you, those people who trust you. Help those people and be a good influence to others. Don't say that this is bad thing, and then you also, just give up. This is very sad. So, make sure that you get the good things of what Buddha taught. Practice it. Be a good influence on your family, good influence on your friends, and friends who are suffering. gently bring them along. And I see that they are, in fact, for example, all the Russians here, somehow their all initial trigger was Anantinsidrima. She was the initial trigger. So now through her, Anantinsidrima, because of this, then the Julia connected. Julia, the director of the Nalanda in Russia, connected. And then look, now how many people are connected? So look, this is the influence. So you be in the proper path. Be in the proper. Don't be influenced by, the fancy, superficial things. Dharma is a mental dharma. It is not a visual dharma. Buddha Dharma is a mental dharma. It's not a visual, visual sound. No, it's mental. Transfer your mind. So keeping this in mind, make sure that we work on yourself. And for this, these following passages, just see how you can read them, contemplate on them, study, and gradually don't expect magic. You're getting it? Don't expect magic. Those people who expect magic, they don't believe in the ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum desham tathagata, cause and effect. They don't believe in cause and effect. Those who believe in magic. So real magic is when you believe in cause and effect, real magic happens. What is magic? That the results happen. The results happen based on the confidence in the law of cause and effect. So with this in mind, so we're going to read these following passages, and they say that just try to take a dose of emptiness every day. And then say, if somebody can remind me, so now we have to, including today, 3 days. So either in one of the sessions, I will try to touch on how to meditate on emptiness on a daily basis. So when you are in metro, when you're in a car, when you are just taking a walk, or when you're just idle sitting, or when you're in a bed, when you get up, or even when you are, sleeping, dreaming. So there, say how to practice the use of emptiness. So let me share some of the thoughts with you. Okay, so in this connection, but don't think that, okay, that is real magic. Oh, no, something very simple, which I do on a daily basis, very simple, and then I can realize these are going to be just like the picture of the pizza. What I'm going to share with you is a picture of pizza. Based on that, don't think this is pizza. Picture of pizza is never pizza. You're getting it? With the picture of pizza, you take it, always bear in mind, what is a pizza like? Keep this picture with you. What's a pizza like? It's like this. It's like this is not pizza. You getting it? This is pizza, and then keep tracking where the pizza is. Based on this, comparing, and finally you end up seeing Italian the restaurant. You say pizza. Oh, now I found the pizza. You getting it? So don't think that you have found the pizza. I'm going to give you a picture of the pizza, not the pizza. You get a picture of the pizza. Pizza nobody can give you. You can get the picture of the pizza, and then you take that, and then go and search for the pizza yourself. Nobody can give you. So every day we are reading this passage. You remember, the Buddha does not watch the negativities of beings, nor does he remove the miseries by his hands. His spiritual realization is not transferred to them. It is only through teaching the truth of suchness that the beings are liberated. Truth of suchness meaning, hey, this is the pizza, this is what pizza looks like. This is given to you. Then you have to go and search what this pizza is like. So the direction is given by the Buddha, and then we have to go and search of the actual path ourselves. Okay, so with this in mind, we're going to read from the passages, and this is so precious, and once in a while, if possible, at least once in a week, you can read this section. That will be very, very helpful to implant, to leave a special seed in your mind to awaken your Buddha nature. And many of these are self-explanatory. The first part I'm going to quickly explain, and then this will give you a bigger picture, the benefit of meditation or meditation emptiness. So the first section is a sutra sutra where the Buddha is comparing two bodhisattvas. Where the Buddha is comparing two bodhisattvas. One bodhisattva, somebody who has become bodhisattva since many lifetimes, and yet without the wisdom of emptiness. You getting it? So we have the feeling that bodhisattva means very high. Yes, bodhisattva itself, bodhisattva, to just become a bodhisattva is so precious, but let us not be too naive that bodhisattva means all the bodhisattvas, they are like Buddhas. No, it is like somebody, okay, now the small children, they're excited to go to schools. Or, okay, the school children, they're excited to join university, college. And when somebody goes to college, does it mean that all those in the college, they are on the same level? Yes, no? No, they are not. So what levels are there? 3 years or 4 years of undergrad, and then 2 or 3 years of masters, and then a PhD, like 4 or 5 years of PhD, and postdoc. There are various levels there. So likewise, the bodhisattva, they have various levels. So some bodhisattvas, they even don't realize emptiness. But highly real, the ultimate bodhisattvas like here are Minjishri. They're on the final level, postdoc level. So, which is the 10 bhumi, this highest. So within bodhisattvas, we see that there are so many variations in the level of the spiritual realizations. So the Buddha is comparing between two bodhisattvas. One bodhisattva who became bodhisattva since many lifetimes ago, but never realized emptiness, versus another bodhisattva who just freshly became a bodhisattva, just newly became a bodhisattva, but having the realization of the emptiness. You getting it? Okay, so generally speaking, for you, I'd like to ask this question: what is the mark of somebody being a bodhisattva? What qualifies somebody as a bodhisattva? What makes somebody as a bodhisattva? Anyone? Just raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Oh, one hand. Oh, okay. Okay, anyone else? We have 2 hands coming up, 3 hands, 4 hands. Okay, 5 hands. What do you understand by bodhisattva? Okay, now can I randomly point my finger to somebody? Can I randomly point my finger? No, I'm not expecting that you should give the grammar. Whatever you think, you can share. Okay, raise hands who have some idea of bodhisattva. Raise hands. What a bodhisattva is, you have some idea of bodhisattva. Okay, the gentleman over there, the last. What do you understand by bodhisattva? Your name?
Добрый день, меня зовут Антон. Это, наверное, тот, кто взял прибежище в Будде и Санхе. Будде, да. Будде, Дхарме и Санхе.
My name is Anton, and a bodhisattva is a being who took refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's all listen to these things where you have some idea, and if you're pretty sure, if you're really very sure, well, that person is not complete, not accurate, whatever, you have to think how it is not accurate. You're getting it? Okay, next, anyone else? Raise hands. Raise hands. Okay, the girl here, behind Sasha. What's your name? Karina, yes.
Кажется, одна из характеристик бодхисаттвы – это тот, кто достиг 3-го пути – гате, гате, парасамгате.
I think one of the characteristics of a bodhisattva is a being who achieved the 3rd path, gate, gate, para, gate.
Okay, anyone else? Raise hands. Raise hands. Just raise your hands. Raise your hands. Okay, let's say Okay, this girl here. Raise hand, raise hand. Your name?
Елена.
Елена, yes.
Бодхисаттва – это тот, кто стремится к просветлению, но не ради себя, а для того, чтобы помочь другим существам достичь просветления ради блага всех живых существ.
Bodhisattva is a being who strives to achieve awakening for the sake of others.
Very good. The girl here, Pamela here.
Бодхисаттвы — это живые существа, которые достигли просветления и которые решили остаться здесь, чтобы всех живых существ также привести к просветлению.
Bodhisattvas are those beings who already achieved awakening, but they remain here, like here in samsara, to help others to achieve this state.
Бодхисаттва – это тот, который развил спонтанное бодхичитту, именно бодхичитта действия.
Bodhisattva is a being who generated spontaneous bodhicitta, which is also called engaged bodhicitta.
Okay. So before Jigmela, so what's your name?
Джиргал.
Jurgal. Okay. What Jurgal said is that bodhisattvas are those who already attained awakening but deliberately stayed in samsara to help others. Okay, how many of you agree with this, what Jurgal said? Okay. So which means the bodhisattvas are already Buddhas. Bodhisattvas are Buddhas, but who prefer to stay in samsara to help others. Who already attained awakening, meaning Buddha. Buddha means awakened state, awakened one. So bodhisattvas are already those who attained the full awakening and prefer to stay in samsara to help others. Okay, think of that. Jimela. Yes. It'll take few seconds. Yes.
Geshe, according to me, Bodhisattva is someone who aspires to attain the Buddhahood by practicing renunciation and by understanding Bodhicitta vows. Like someone who aspires to attain the Buddhahood, not someone who has already become Buddha.
Okay, somebody who aspires. Very good. Okay, Maria. Okay, Maria, raise your hand so that Pamela can see you.
Насколько я помню, что бодхисаттвы – это те, кто достиг высшего уровня медитативного состояния, но не познал мудрость пустоты.
According to my memory, bodhisattvas are those who achieved the highest meditative concentration, but not yet realized emptiness.
Okay. Now Elena. Elena last, raise hand. Okay, and then Maxim.
Бодхисаттва — это те, кто спонтанно заразил бодхичитту, то есть устремление «достану я Будды во благо всех существ». Каждый Будда был бодхисаттвой, это 2. И бодхисаттвы развиваются постепенно по 10 пхуми, по 10 ступеням, практикуя парамиты. Путь парамид, путь 6 или 10 парамид.
I can guess what Yelena said. The first part is accurate. But the remaining part is additional information. Not necessary. I can sense it. Yes, please translate it. The first one, spontaneous bodhicitta. Okay, translate. What Yelena said, translate into English.
Now what you said, I translated into Russian, and now I'm going to translate Yelena's answer into English.
Yes.
So bodhisattvas are those who generated spontaneous bodhicitta. Also, this is the first. The second is that all Buddhas used to be bodhisattvas. And the third, bodhisattvas, to achieve the full awakening of a Buddha, they practice 6 or 10 paramitas, and thereby they progress through the 10 Bhumi grounds.
So the first part of information is just precise information. All the remaining information, they're additional but very helpful. Thank you. Okay, last, Maxim. Maxim, raise hand.
Гешела, бодхисаттва – это тот, кто на внешнем уровне добр, сострадателен, для кого страдания других существ невыносимы так же, как и свои, а на внутреннем уровне постижение пустоты и взаимозависимость предстает перед ним нераздельно.
Yes.
Bodhisattva is a being who is on the outer level is compassionate and kind, and on the inner level has a realization of emptiness, where emptiness and dependent origination realized inseparably. Like where emptiness and dependent origination can be seen as two sides of the same coin.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, now let me give the answer. Okay, let me give the answer that Bodhisattvas is very simple. As Yelena said, any person, whether you are male, female, or monks, nuns, layperson, old, young, educated, young, uneducated, rich, poor, high level, low level, beggar, it doesn't matter. Anybody who generates a spontaneous, or anybody who generates bodhicitta spontaneously, or anybody who generates a spontaneous bodhicitta, anybody who generates a spontaneous bodhicitta, that is a bodhisattva. Anybody who generates a spontaneous bodhisattva, bodhicitta, yet to attain Buddhahood. In other words, who generates bodhicitta and aspire to attain Buddhahood. That is bodhisattva. Let me say it once more. Anybody who generates a spontaneous bodhicitta aspiring to attain Buddhahood. That is bodhisattva. As simple as that. You don't need to add anything. Wisdom of emptiness, no wisdom, and then the coming back to samsara. No need. These things you don't add. You don't add any of these things. And some bodhisattvas will have wisdom, some may not have wisdom, but the basic qualification that for somebody to be bodhisattva is that you should have generated a spontaneous bodhicitta and aspire to attain Buddha, to become Buddha. Aspire to become Buddha, which means you are yet to become Buddha. That is a bodhisattva. And that bodhisattva, some have a very profound realization of emptiness, some may not have the realization of emptiness, some are already pursuing through the 6 perfections, some may not be pursuing through 6 perfections. There are different kinds of bodhisattvas there. But the basic qualification which all bodhisattvas should have is the spontaneous bodhicitta generated and aspiring to become Buddha. As simple as that. Okay. So this is what we need to keep in mind. So with this in mind, now the Buddha is comparing to two bodhisattvas. One bodhisattva who generated bodhicitta spontaneous bodhicitta many since many lifetimes ago, but no wisdom of emptiness, still no wisdom of emptiness. And another bodhisattva who just freshly became a bodhisattva, but having the wisdom of emptiness. So the Buddha is comparing the two. And you may be wondering, so how come there is a bodhisattva without the wisdom of emptiness? This is very possible. So bodhisattva has nothing to do with wisdom of emptiness. Bodhisattva is to do with the spontaneous bodhicitta. You're getting it? Now some people, so we have the two wings. What two wings required to cross the ocean samsara? What the two wings required? Wisdom of emptiness and bodhicitta, the two, the compassionate bodhicitta, compassion, wing of the compassion, highest level of which is bodhicitta. So we require these two wings. And these two wings, you get these two wings together, or these two wings, which of the two wings you get first, or you get these two wings together? What do you think? The bodhicitta and the wisdom of emptiness, these two anybody gets together, or the wisdom should come first, or bodhicitta come first? What do you think? Payal, what do you think? Bodhicitta come first. Anyone else? Bodhicitta. How many of you think that bodhicitta should come first? Raise hands. Or how many of you think that wisdom should come first? Raise hands. Wisdom should come first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So in fact, the standard text says, generally speaking, there can be exceptions. Otherwise, generally speaking, it says that those people who are more intelligent. It doesn't mean that, oh, you are intelligent, he's not intelligent, she's not intelligent. This is not the point. The point is those people who are used to studies, activating the cognitive part of the mind, so actively and with the correct information, not the wrong information, correct information for, say, 1 life, 2 lives, 3 lives. These people naturally they become more intelligent. And those people who did not get the opportunity to activate the cognitive is the side of the mind. So these people naturally cognitively they become less active. So this is what calls the less intelligent. So which means you want to become intelligent, not intelligent. You want to become intelligent bodhisattva or less intelligent bodhisattva? Intelligent bodhisattva, raise hands. So there's no pill for intelligence. There's no pill for intelligence. The only pill for intelligence is keep studying, make a habit to study. Make a habit to study. You're getting it? Some people, for example, I don't want to mention name. There is someone sin-sheltered. I know that. Sin-sheltered. Study, the moment the study means his mind is clouded. Right? Sin-sheltered. Since age 6, 7, the mind is not at all with studies. And whereas in school, where the kitchen work, he is like the boss. So these are the imprints. You're getting it? We have to lay the imprints. We have to plant the seeds of these imprints of the studies, so that in future lives we don't have to struggle. So at the time of the Buddha, so when the Buddha was giving teachings, there were 3 young boys. 3 young boys, and 3 young boys. What they were doing? One was, say, Buddha may have given teaching for like 1 hour or 2 hours. All these 2 hours, this young boy was on the ground, on the dirt. The ground was scribbling like this, hand with the finger on the ground like this all the time. One boy was doing like this all the time. And the second boy was gazing in the sky all the time, not knowing what the Buddha is doing. Just gazing in the sky all the time. Maybe he was from the NASA company. And third boy was so attentively listening to the Buddha. And then at the end of the teaching, the Ananda. Who's Ananda? The Buddha's attendant, Buddha's cousin and Buddha's attendant. Ananda stood up and asked this question to the Buddha. The Tathagata, the Buddha, these three boys, they're of the same age, same parents, but what they're doing is very different. One is crippling all the time while you give him teaching. Second one just gazing at the sky all the time while you give him teaching. Third one is the only one who was just rapt with full attention, focused on what you're teaching. So why these three different children? And the Buddha, instantly Buddha said, first one, in his previous life, he was a snake. So he has his body movement like this motion. So he was so used to that now in his just scribbling, this makes him so comfortable, this gesture. And second was the astronomer in the past life, gazing at the sky all the time. NASA company. If somebody was about to go there, physics, isn't it? Okay, now I'm not going there. Going, not going. If you get a chance. Okay. But when the Buddha comes in your next life, don't gaze in the sky. Be attentively, otherwise your tears will never stop. And the third boy, the Buddha said that he was a scholar in the previous life. He was a great scholar of the Dharma in the past life. And it was, I think, about 20 years ago that the Mindful Life program, okay, you must know this program, Mindful Life program. So earlier, years ago, this Mindful Life program was so active in the presence of His Holiness, this conference. Neuroscientists, His Holiness, again, the physicists, or the philosophers, Western philosophers, Buddhist philosophers, and the various thinkers, they come together, have dialogue, discussion. And particularly there was one neuroscientist, Professor Francisco Varela, who was one of the founding members of this program at the Mind Life Conference. First it was Mind Life Conference, later it turned into Mind Life Institute. So this Professor Francisco Varela, he was extremely bright neuroscientist and also biologist, and with His Holiness and another person by the name Adam Engel, two of them started this program, where the modern education, modern science, and the ancient wisdom, philosophical wisdom, these two come together for dialogue. And finally, Professor Francisco Varela, he passed away. He passed away at very young age, just 60 years. He passed away. Brilliant. He passed away. And because he was so famous that people, they come to, they make a documentary film on him. And as part of that, because that His Holiness is greatly involved with Professor Francis Varela, so they came to interview His Holiness. And I was there while the interview was done. And the interviewer asked His Holiness, okay, so in what connection I'm saying this? Anyone? In what connection I'm saying this, sharing this? Raise hand. Omar? Oh, I did not even give a hint, and Omar already got it. Okay, in what context I'm saying this? Sergey? Sergey, raise hand. Sergey?
Yeshua, before that you told us about the three boys who was...
Yeah, two boys or three boys?
Three.
Three boys.
And then the imprints.
The imprints of their past life. So, the interviewer asked His Holiness, Your Holiness, where do you think Professor Francis Varela has taken birth? This is a question asked to His Holiness. Then His Holiness, very practical, because this audience is going to be mostly scientists. Audience of this interview is mostly going to be scientists. And many scientists, they will not believe in rebirth. They do not believe in rebirth. So His Holiness did not say he'll take birth like this. What His Holiness said is that if rebirth exists, because the audience is scientists, if rebirth exists, he will come as another scientist. So this is what we do, for example, like what the Buddha said. This is exactly what His Holiness is saying. So this, the boy who was doing scribbling like this, briefly he was a snake. And what was gazing at the sky all the time was the astronomer in the past life. And the boy who was aptly listening to the Buddha, there's a great scholar in the Dharma in the past life. So His Holiness said that he's going to come back as a scientist, another scientist. So where we study well, study this in this life, put effort. If you so here, it is like, I don't know why I'm saying all these things. So it is like converting the converted. You know this expression, Pael? Converting the converted. You don't know this expression. Oh yeah, how many of you know the expression? Converting the converted. Okay. Andrew, tell me, what is converting the converted? Andrew, raise hand. Andrew, raise hand. Yes.
It's just trying to convince someone of something that they're already convinced of.
Exactly. So in fact, you are already somebody who loves to study. Otherwise, you will not come here. You come here for one day and then look at these paragliders and you say, okay, Rajinder, how can we go to the paraglider? They will disappear. But you continue, you sustained, which means that there you have this inclination for studies. So I'm just again telling you, we have to study so that we will imprint in the future lifetimes, you'll become somebody like this. So you already have this. But then the realities, how the imprints work, to know these things is very important. Okay, with this in mind, now the Buddha is comparing it to bodhisattvas. So how the Buddha compared was that the bodhisattva who although newly became a bodhisattva today, but with the wisdom of emptiness, whatever virtue this bodhisattva does, that is 1,000 times more virtuous than the virtues done by the other bodhisattva who did for the innumerable lifetimes. Because one has the wisdom of emptiness to change their virtue, to make it very powerful, and the other, however numerous virtues the other bodhisattva did, there's no, what do you call it, there's one English, the scientific word, catalyst. So, for the other bodhisattva, there's no catalyst to make the virtue grow. But whereas here, with wisdom and emptiness, the virtue is multiplied and made very strong and very numerous. So, this is the benefit of wisdom and emptiness. Okay. Now, with respect to which of the two wings is generated first, answer is that it says those people who are habituated in the studies, in the cognitively keeping active. For these people, generally speaking, the wisdom of emptiness will be generated first, followed by generating the bodhicitta. Whereas for those people whose the cognitive activity is less utilized, for those people, generally speaking, bodhicitta is generated and then will go in search of the wisdom. Wisdom and emptiness will be generated later. So there's no hard and fast rule to say that wisdom and emptiness should be generated first, bodhicitta generated first. It depends on entirely on your proclivity, your mental proclivity, your tendencies. So which of the two sides your mind is more tuned to cognitive activation or no cognitive activation. So cognitive activation in the correct way, they are seen as the more intelligent. For example, I remember one of my classmates when I was in school as a little boy. This boy, I just used to feel so much awe. So they say 20, 30 pages. And this boy reads it, memorizes so fast. Little boy. Little boy, maybe age, I think like 7, 8. Memorizes so fast. Cognitive activity is so sharp and so refined. And some people cognitively to think of something wrong things. They are so active, so sharp. To think of virtues, instantly eyelashes will fall down. Right? So therefore, let us not be like that. Cognitive activity must be so sharp and so refined with respect to the virtues. With respect to non-virtues, cognitive activity becomes dull, that's better. Right? To how to cause problem others, how to bully others, exploit others, and then the self, what is that? Narcissism. I, and then you think of just turning down the whole world upside down just for your own benefit, just for your own fame, name. Okay, so let's read this. Page 213 together. Dependent Origination and Emptiness, a compilation of excerpts from sutras and treatises for meditation on emptiness. Together. Gift of Truth Ratna Sutra. Manjushri, whoever listens even with doubt to this teaching on emptiness, generates much greater merit than a bodhisattva who, lacking skill in means, practices the 6 perfections for 100,000 eons. This being so, what need is there to say anything about a person who listens to this teaching without doubt? What need is there to say anything about a person who imparts the scripture in writing, memorizes it, and also teaches it thoroughly and extensively to others? The treasury of the One Thus Gone Sutra. Any person who, possessing all these 10 great known virtues, enters into the teaching of the selflessness and has faith and conviction that all phenomena are from the beginning pure of true existence, does not go to a bad rebirth. Chapter on Subdued Devil Sutras. If any bhikshu realizes that all phenomena are absolutely pacified of inherent existence, at the beginning of defilements devoid of self-nature, it will remove the guilt of having defilements and make unstable the defilements, thus deeming even the immeasurable negativities dysfunctional, let alone the secondary wrongs done associated with ethics and rituals. Arideva's 400 verses on the middle way. Those with less merit will not even have a doubt in this Dharma of ultimate reality. Should an inquiry ever arise in someone, it will shatter samsara to pieces. Okay, this passage is very inspiring for us, very inspiring and very encouraging for us. That what it says is that even to meet with the teaching on emptiness, it is not that easy. I remember first time we organized the Bodhicitta retreat. Somewhere it was like, I think, how many years ago? 2012. How many years ago? 13 years ago. We first organized this Bodhicitta retreat, and a year in advance, there was one gentleman who signed up for this a year in advance. And he was so much looking forward to that. He already, just believe it or not, he already booked the flight ticket and everything. And then finally, after almost a year later, meaning that when the program is now knocking the door, just few days for us all to go there, to go to the venue, he had to cancel the program. He had to sign off because some serious the tragedy happened in the family. So he had to sign off this program. So what I'm saying is that it was a lot of merit. It's not, for example, we all are here studying emptiness, asking questions, and thinking about subjective, objective. So we are all extremely meritorious. Believe it or not, this 1 week after the retreat, you go back to your respective places, then you flow with your life. unless until, for example, the Russians here, and there are many others who are into your Dharma pursuit, I know, but the Russians here, they come just from Russia to here. And then I know that they are, the whole year long, they are attached with the study programs. So, they may not feel that as much, but for the younger ones, then you go back in your studies, in your college, universities, and then again you meet with this, and then sometimes you go for what is freshers' night, right? Freshers' night, and although you're not fresher, but you still go there to the freshers' night, right, with different dress. Right, and you go there, and then Snapchat, Instagram, and so forth, and then the reels, right, so forth. Then after a while, you'll feel the contrast. If you don't feel the contrast, means you are intoxicated by the precious night. You are intoxicated. If you're not intoxicated, you will see the contrast. Suddenly you will see contrast. Oh, and suddenly, say, most likely, those of you who are connected with Sonam may send you a reminder note, right? Then Diapa comes to your mind, and a very pleasant feeling will come to you. Oh, this was missing in me the last 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. After Deer Park, there was missing. You could suddenly feel that. Okay, how many of those who attend the retreat felt like this before? Raise hands. Yes. So, therefore, the point is that it's not that easy to come in contact with these. You'll see the contrast. But with the wisdom and subjective options, so forth, actually your mind is, say, very disturbed. It is going into place, falling in place, starting to fall in place. You getting it? And again, the duration is just 1 week. In 1 week, what will happen? But still, something's happening. And then when something's happening, before it goes there, right? And then you disperse. Again, it goes back. The spring, you pull and release it. Again, you go back. Again, it goes back, right? And suddenly, because of the imprints, you come to realize that you see the contrast of freshest night and Deer Park. You can see the contrast. You see the contrast. Feeling-wise, Deer Park thing is so calm, composed. Freshest night is so disturbed. Who's who? Like this. What is he wearing? So it's very different. One is so. You don't say it's a disturbance only when you feel the ambience of being in Deer Park. When you put them together, you will see the other part is big disturbance, meaninglessness. Okay, so that way, what we are reading here is that to meet with the tissue and emptiness, and then even to just feel what is emptiness like. What is emptiness? I'm curious. Even to feel that, Bodhisattva Arideva says that feeling will shatter your samsara into pieces. Otherwise, the majority of the people will not even have a merit to meet with this teaching. Okay, let's read this together. Arideva's 400 verses on the middle way. Those with less merit will not even have a doubt in this Dharma of ultimate reality. Should an inquiry ever arises in someone, it will shatter samsara into pieces. Acharya Dharmakirti's commentary on value cognition. One is liberated through the view of emptiness. The rest of the meditations are for the sake of that. Bodhisattva Shantideva's guided the Bodhisattva's way of life. All of these branches of practices were taught by the Buddha for the sake of wisdom. Therefore, those who wish to pacify suffering should generate this wisdom. Acharya Dharmakirti's entry in the middle way. Even as an ordinary being, when hearing about emptiness, if one experiences with an utter joy again and again, tears flowing from such pure joy, moisten one's eyes and one's hair stand on end, one has received the wisdom full awakening. So just reading this passage right now, yesterday I received a call from a gentleman whose daughter is now studying Dharma, and the daughter, every time the daughter was speaking on phone to the two parents, now every time she is crying, and then she feels so grateful that she met with the Dharma. Literally, so this, it says that tears flowing from such pure joy moisten one's eyes, and one's hair stands on end. One has the seed of the wisdom of full awakening. So there's one girl who could easily have gone on the other side, very wrong, different direction, but because of her merit, amazing merit, that somehow, through parents' push here and there, and gradually got to the track, and now she feels that this is so precious, and the father just called me yesterday and said that she's constantly crying on the phone, saying that how fortunate she is that she met with Dhamma and emptiness. Now that she's very systematically learning, she will see that all what she has been learning there as a course is so easy, because she already studied these things, like what we did to trades and knowledge course and so forth. She already studied these things. So therefore it's so easy for her. So therefore she crying on phone, expressing her joy. So this is exactly what's said here. So this is what we do here. What do we do? We study these things, and in this life, and if you continue, particularly if you continue like this, and then in the next lives, no doubt. So I would say that many of you who are, not from this culture of the culture of the wisdom, emptiness, and so forth, and suddenly you met and you feel glued. This is your karmic connection from your past life. It's so precious. If even the Tibetans, even the Ladakhis, who already met with us, they're not serious. And people like you're very serious. Flying Dharma young people, it's not that you have to come here. Flying Dharma young people, you can go anywhere. There are so many places where the freshers night happening. But you don't go there, you come here. It's because something's pulling you here. And of course, factors are required. For example, Geshe is there, Flying Dharma, Katash is there, Ajalosana is there, and then something is inside is pulling. Otherwise, Ladakh is not only 20 people, there are more than that. But of these 20 people, you feel connected. These are all your previous karmic connection, which is so precious. Okay. But this next Upali request, is this one? Yes. Upali request Rudra. The various delightful flowers blossom, and the sparkling supreme golden apples stand so alluring. For none of these is their creator. They are posited by the power of the thought. It is through conceptualization that the world is imputed. Bhikkhuni Vachira's utterance in a fundamental vehicle sutra. The mind is demonic which views the true self. You have a wrong view. These composition aggregates are empty. There is no being in them. Just as one designates a card in dependence upon a collection of parts, so we assert a conventional sentient being in dependence upon the aggregates. Venerable Shavara's writings, searching for reality throughout space, one finds not the periphery nor the center. All perception cease completely. Likewise, through a thorough search of minded phenomena, one finds not even an atom of essence. Since the searching mind is not found, not seeing anything, seeing reality. Then the Samsara's writing, so the two wings being discussed here. By entering, so now the Samsara is identifying what's the problem is the wing of the wisdom is missing, what's the problem? If the wing of wisdom is there, if the wing of compassion is missing, what's the problem? So therefore the need for the union of the two wings. Okay, let's read together. Samsara's writings. By entering into emptiness but devoid of compassion, one will not find the supreme path. Supreme path is the path to enlightenment, Buddhahood. By meditating upon compassion alone, one will not attain liberation, but remain in samsara. The one capable of grasping the unity of the two will not remain in samsara, nor abide in personal nirvana. King of Concentration Sutra. Just as in a dream of a young girl, she met with a boy and saw his death. Joyous was she at the meeting, and in anguish at his death, view all phenomena as thus. Okay, so you just think of that this is a very, in fact, we are stirred into emotions. You agree? We're stirred into emotions. And the emotions, for example, say all the emotions, the ground is believing in things as objectively real. Believing things as objectively real, intrinsically real, or independently real, or truly real, and so forth. All these are synonymous. So, one of the emotions which is so intense within us is the gender attraction. So it says, just as in a dream of a young girl, it can be a young boy also. It's not only the girls all the time, boys also, right? Just as in a dream of a young person, young girl or boy, he or she met with the opposite gender. And then what is that? Emotional stir happens. And then opposite gender dies. And then you feel collapse. As though the whole world is meaningless. Okay. Joyous was she at the meeting, and anguish at his death, view all phenomena thus. So, and then you say, the girl, young boy, wakes up. Oh, I'm so glad that what happened in a dream, being with the word opposite gender, and so joyous, and seeing the death, that you feel so devastated. This is just a dream. You feel so freed, liberated. Okay, so this is how we should view all phenomena. Okay, Ari Nagarjuna's fundamental wisdom, the middle way. Seizing karmas. Okay, now this is very familiar. I'm sure that next life you see this verse. What is this? I already know this. You will say this. You're getting it? Next life you read this, you get this. I know this. Okay, believe it or not, you already read the many passages. Now you're reading this. See how you feel connected. Okay, read it. Very good. Okay, Tashila, he was not even looking at it, reading it by heart. Right? Okay, if any of you just tell me, somewhere inside you feel so familiar, resents? Somewhere inside you feel, when you're reading this, it's so familiar, resents? Yes. This is what happens to many people who are connected with these studies in the past. For them it's so easy, for others so difficult, for you so easy. So this is the meaning of the living imprint in your mind. Okay, next. Neither the aggregates, no different from the aggregates. The aggregates don't depend on him, nor is he dependent on them. The Tathagata doesn't possess aggregates. What is the Tathagata? That which is dependent originates is posited to be empty of independent existence. That being dependently designated, this is the middle way. Since there is no phenomenon that is not dependent originated, therefore there is no phenomenon that is not empty. Or in Nagarjuna's precious garland, if the person is not earth, not water, not fire, not air, not space, not also consciousness, or not all of them, where is the person not of those? Just as a person is not truly existent because of being an aggregation of the six elements, each element also is not truly existent as the aggregations of their own constituents. Dharma Sangiti Sutra, forms appear as a mass of form, feelings resemble bubbles in water, and discrimination like a mirage, mental formations like blatant trees, consciousness like the magical illusion, so taught Surya Mitra. Surya Mitra is the Buddha, the friend of sun. Arya Nagarjuna's commentary on the awakening mind. So now this is the mark of having understood emptiness. Mark of having understood emptiness, that you don't fall into nihilism. Those who understand this emptiness of phenomena, they are also conformed to the law of karma and its results. There is more amazing than amazing, there is more wondrous than wondrous. Arideva's founded vessel in the middle way. When dependent arising is seen, ignorance does not occur. Thus, through all efforts, try to find this subject. His Holiness the Dalai Lama's rain shower feats, a song, the seventh Dalai Lama, the song of the four mindfulnesses as a guide to the view of the middle way. Okay, this very powerful. His Holiness, the seventh Dalai Lama, is considered as somebody who is spiritually so evolved. So from his compositions, you can see that he was sharing all his experiences. These are all experiences of emptiness. So, I'm going to give you the answer, give you what the gist of what is being taught here. Okay, how many agree that, okay, there's a beautiful flower. Makes sense? There's a beautiful flower. Okay. But do you, okay, now see how your mind works. When you say, oh, this is a beautiful flower. So you just observe your mind. Look at it and observe your mind, what your mind is doing. Mind is pulled by the flower. Mind is pulled. Do you feel something? Mind is, it's beautiful. Okay. So many of you are fed up with this, I know. This you've been seeing everywhere. Tushita, Tesamling, where? Bodh Gaya, Rood Institute, Tawang, Arunachal. So many people, they're already fed up with this. Oh, this is new now. Yeah. Okay. So there's a pull happening. Okay. Now just go into this on the cellular level. On the cellular level. Through electron microscope. Go to cellular level. Okay, now the photograph stop. Otherwise you'll not focus on what I'm saying. Okay, so cellular level and go closer. Nucleus, cytoplasm, DNA molecules, and atoms. Stay there. And now you see a pool of atoms. Now see how your mind reacts. The earlier the pull, now the mind like a spring. You pull, relax it, it goes back. The mind is pulled by the flower earlier, now seeing the atoms, it goes back. Do you feel something? Okay, you may not feel it so obviously. Gradually, if you learn how to observe your mind, how the mind behaves, gradually you start all these movements of your mind. This requires a lot of training. Okay, so with this, say all the emotions are nothing but the movement of your mind. So movement of mind, say something very appealing, your mind is pulled, involuntarily pulled. But say the object which pulls you, if there is high quality, like cheesecake, high quality cheesecake, or momo, high quality momo, or painting, Mona Lisa painting, high quality painting, high quality, say the Delhi people seeing this beautiful deer park weather, the cleanliness, the leaves glittering, sunshine. You just see, it just pulls you so hard, pulls you. Okay, so there, when that happens, just observe and see that these are all nothing made of atoms. On the atomic level, the moment you see on the atomic level, how does your mind behave? Instantly, the mind will go back. From being pulled, it goes back. Okay, so there, your emotional stir stops. Emotional loss of freedom, emotional imbalance is stopped. So, for example, say if you sit at the crossroad, what happens? You will see many cars, many people, different kinds of people, different kinds of cars, things we'll see. So, each one of us, we are sitting at the crossroad because the road of the eyes, we see many things. Road of the ears, you could hear many things, good things, bad things, nasty things. No, good things. Come to Deer Park, you hear good things. Go to the group discussion, you hear good things. And then the freshest night, you see, okay, all sorts of things. So, and then the smell, good smell, bad smell. Then the taste, good taste, bad taste. And then the body, hot, cold, this, that, so forth. And then the mental, okay, this is nasty, this is not, this is so good, Chanel, diamond. Oh, where is diamond? Diamond is outside. Okay. So, what I'm saying, so look, this is like each one of us, we're at the crossroad of these six roads. Road of the eyes, road of the ears, road of the nose, road of the smell, the taste, road of the body, road of the mind, mental consciousness. We're at the crossroad of the 6 roads crossing. And then you're bound to see, feel, experience many things. So 7th Dalai Lama warned us that just remember that these are all, say, in simple terms, which we are used to the last few days, is that all these things, they're nothing but pool of atoms. In the atoms, there's nothing attractive, there's nothing repulsive. It's just the same. So, but you see something as very attractive, something is very undesirable, attractive, beautiful smell, beautiful, the sound and so forth. This is like illusion. Where's a flower? In the pool of atoms, where's a flower? What you are seeing is just, what you saw as a flower is not really there in the pool of atoms. How many agree with me, Resens? On the atomic level, this flower that you are seeing is not there. So likewise, all what is desirable, all what is undesirable, on the subtle level, on the ultimate analysis, we see that they don't make sense. They don't just make sense. From the surface, you see something different, but in reality, they don't make sense at all. And, okay, the same. If you see why the small children, when they see the rainbow from distance, when they see rainbow, they will tell you that I want to go there. Why the small child is asking you to take you there? Why? Quick, anyone? Because the child thinks that it's objectively there. And the child wants to go there. And we are pulled by the object, which means object, you're seeing things that objectively there. You closer go there, what makes you, which of the mind will take you closer there? Ultimate analysis, conventional analysis. Ultimate analysis will take you closer there. And the ultimate analysis, when it takes you there, when you take the child to the mirror, to the rainbow, what happens to the rainbow? It disappears, it's not there. Likewise, with the ultimate analysis will tell you that your perception is deceptive. Object is nothing really there. Then your mind, the pull and push, inward pull and push, that stops. That is a freedom. Inward pull and push stops. That is a freedom. So this is what His Holiness the Seventh Dalai Lama is teaching us. Okay, let's read this. At the crossroads of the six collections of consciousness that of diverse perceptions are seen the hazy dualistic phenomena which are baseless. Baseless meaning, when you go there, it's not really there. But superficially it appears as something, but when you go there, it's not there. Okay, are seen the hazy dualistic phenomena which are baseless. There's a magical show that is by nature deceptive. Don't believe them to be true, but view them as having the nature of emptiness. Don't let your mind go astray, but place it within the nature of appearance and emptiness. Through not losing mindfulness, hold it within the nature of appearance and emptiness. The sphere appearing and existing phenomena is pervaded by the space of the ultimate clear light of suchness. There is an ineffable ultimate reality. View this nature of emptiness through abandoning the mental contrivances. Don't let your mind go astray, but place it within the ambience of reality. Through not losing mindfulness, hold it within the ambience of reality. His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's prayer for proliferating the Dharma of the Land of Snows. Okay, so it says, Venerable Marpala Sawa Shebe Dorji. Shebe Dorji refers to Milarepa, the one who is revered as the one who attained Buddhahood within a single lifetime. Okay, so His Holiness composed this Dharma of the Land of Snow, the proliferating land of the Dharma of the Land of Snows, where His Holiness is praying that all the traditions of the Tibetan Buddhism thrive in the activities of study and the practice. So this is a section on Kagyu tradition, which I saw this very powerful written by His Holiness. So I extracted it and kept it here. Okay, let's read it together. Venerable Marpa Lozawa, Shebe Dorji, and so on, the host of the precious Kagyu, the sources of blessings, the chain of Dana excellent masters of this outstanding tradition, to you all I pray, may the Buddha Dharma of the Land of Snows blaze forevermore. All phenomena encompassing samsara and nirvana are but the radiance of spontaneous awareness. Awareness itself, devoid of elaborations, is realized in the nature of Dharmakaya. Pervading all existences and appearances of samsara and nirvana is a great Mahamudra. May the Buddha Dharma of the Land of Snows blaze forevermore. Arya Nagarjunas in praise of Dharmatadu. Impermanent, suffering, and empty, these three they purify the mind. A Dharma that is unsurpassed and purify the mind is a love of intrinsic nature. Concluding prayer from Lama Tsongkhapa's Ocean of Reasoning, a commentary on Arya Nagarjuna's Fundamental Wisdom of the Middle Way. So in fact, this one, when I was studying, as a student, when I was studying this text, Arya Nagarjuna's text, the Fundamental Wisdom of the Middle Way, and commentary by Lama Tsongkhapa, when I was studying this in Drepung, when my teacher was teaching, then I found this prayer at the end, towards the conclusion of this text, And I found this prayer so powerful, and from that day onward, I included this as a part of my daily dedication prayer. So then I include this here as well. So let's read this together. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by our Manjushri and be able to uphold the Dharma in general and the teachings on dependent origination in particular, even in the course of my life. Okay, the next part is very, very, very important. Sadhana of the Shri Heruka. This is very important. Shri Heruka is one of the manifestations of the Buddha Shakyamuni. Buddha Shakyamuni himself manifested in different forms. I say, when you become a Buddha, one benefit is that you can manifest yourself infinite number of times simultaneously and benefit the beings wherever they require your blessings. So the Buddha Shakyamuni, while in Rajgir, when Buddha was teaching Heart Sutra in Rajgir, simultaneously, at the same time, Buddha was giving teaching on Shri Kalachakra in Amaravati in South India. You getting it? So this is a benefit. If you become a Buddha, at the moment, let's say some people, how many of you know these things? Some people, the father is in the hospital, mother is in a bed in the house, and the child, son or a daughter, where do you go? Hospital or at home? Hospital, the father is there, you go there. And then meanwhile the mother is there. You have to again rush to, mother is so helpless. If you have two bodies simultaneously, then you can attend to your two parents without any difficulty. But whereas when you become a Buddha, you can do that. Not only two, infinite manifestations can happen. So, Buddha Shakyamuni is giving teaching in Rajgir, Heart Sutra, and in South India, Amaravati, the Buddha was giving teaching on Shri Kalachakra. Okay, how many been to Amaravati presents? Amaravati, okay, 1, 2, 3, okay, Ajirji, no? Okay, Amaravati, hey, your name Nidula Nordun. Okay, what's the meaning? Okay, Nordun is the lamp of the wealth. The lamp of the wealth. Lamp of the wealth. Nordun. Or the better translation, wiser would be the rich, wealth meaning rich lamp of the wisdom, to make it more meaningful. Otherwise, lamp of the wealth, craving for the wealth. No, this is not so meaningful. A rich lamp of the wisdom. Okay, good. So, look, the Buddhas, when they manifest in different forms, they choose the names. They choose their sacred names. How they choose their names is not for, say that there's self-promotion. No. It's anything the Buddha does. When you become a Buddha, whatever you do is just for the benefit of the beings. So even choosing names is done so that anybody who hears this, who contemplates on this, the person, the being, will be liberated, will be benefited. Look at this, just see. Shri Heruka is the name of the Buddha. So how the Buddha chose his name, Shri Heruka? Anybody who contemplates on the meaning, and once you know the meaning so well, the moment you hear this Shri Heruka, instantly your Buddha nature will be activated. How? Look at the meaning, it's so profound. Okay, I'm going to quickly explain this before we stop here for the break. All our problems, okay, is there anybody who likes, how many of you have face difficulties in your life, Presents? How many never face difficulties in your life? We all had difficulties. Okay, is there anybody who likes to share some difficulties? Quick, to save time. Share difficulties. What kind of difficulties you face in your life? Challenging situations, difficulties you may like to share? Hey, just say very quickly.
When I came out of Ladakh, I didn't know proper Hindi and English. So when I went to a boarding school,
people were targeting and I couldn't even speak. And that time all the seniors were targeting me and I couldn't even do anything, and it was a very misery sort of thing. Plus I was not, like, I just shifted to medical, so it was very difficult to cope up in the class also.
Targeting meaning bullying?
Yeah, sort of bullying and targeting me at
but
the same
these
time.
People?
At my boarding school.
Yes, the seniors.
Seniors. And at the same...
Who was bullied?
I was.
I.
Yes.
You're I and they. Anyone else? Thank you. Anyone quick to save time? Okay, yes.
Geshe, in Zanskar, like in our own region, because of the heavy snowfall in winter, all the roads are blocked. So I used to study in a boarding school in Leh. So I used to go to for winter vacation. I used to go to the house, so in my home. So when coming back to the Leh, we don't have any roads or vehicles or anything. So we have to walk on the ice, the chadar, it's the frozen river. We have to travel for a day on a chadar with our parents, and it's so risky. And sometimes it's like you might get drawn into the water, and we have to cross all the mountains with all the bags, books, and also it's like it was very dangerous for us. Even our nose get froze, our fingers or feet and all. Sometimes we have to walk in the water for hours and hours and hours. So this was kind of very difficult situation that I faced.
I'm not surprised. You're so good because you go through this difficulty. Because one is going through difficulty, these people become very good. She's very good. Yeah, so, this is, okay, listen to this. When young people, don't forget what Doga shared with us. Don't forget it. Those people who go through hardships in their childhood, these people will become very good in their life. They will become very resilient. This is so important qualities. So it doesn't mean that those people who had a luxurious life, oh, you are very unfortunate. This is not the point. But keep in mind the fact that those people who like Dogala and myself, those who went through difficulties, these people come to Diabak, this is a luxury, this is a 5-star. But for those people who already have a luxurious life, come to Diabak, there's a challenge. Just challenge, and you're bearing it. This is amazing. You're getting it? Those people with the luxurious life otherwise come to Deer Park, flooding Dharma, stay in dormitory. It's not that easy. So that is how you are making yourself strong. So this is a very important message. This is a big message I learned a lot from this. And before I explain this, I'll explain this in the second session. The whole thing, they conclude with this, the sharing. Once the Dubai King Sheikh was interviewed by the BBC. You got a young one say, listen. Once the Dubai Sheikh is the Dubai King. He was interviewed by the BBC. And Dubai King is credited for the modern Dubai. So the BBC interviewer asked the king, you are the father of the modern Dubai. Tell us, what do you see of the future of Dubai? Let me say this once more. You are the father of the modern Dubai. And what do you see of the future of Dubai? You getting it? So the king replied. What he said is that my grandfather rode a camel. My father rode a camel. And I'm riding Mercedes. My son will ride Mercedes. My grandson will ride Rolls Royce. My great-grandson will again ride a camel. And the BBC interviewer was confused. What is this answer? I asked, what do you say of the future of Dubai? And you said, you talk about your grandfather, father, yourself. What is this? And he said, look, let me say this once more. This is extremely good for the young ones. Remember this. If possible, note it down. What do you see of the future of the Dubai? And the king replied, what? My grandfather rode a camel. My father rode a camel. And I'm riding Mercedes. And my son will ride Mercedes. My grandson will ride Rolls Royce. My great-grandson will again ride a camel. What is his answer? Then he replied, difficult times produce strong men. Strong men produce easy times. Easy times produce weak men. Weak men produce difficult times. Again, difficult times will produce strong men. Strong men will produce good times. Good times will produce weak men. And weak men will produce bad times. You're getting this answer. So, the point is that, particularly young ones who are from here I really appreciate it. The young ones who are from the luxurious family, from a wealthy family, those who come here, you are amazing. Because that here the income is all comparative, it's all relative. In comparison with what you have in your house, here the facility is not good. You have to stay in 2 or 3 people who really conflict with their thoughts, ideas, what they do, the other person not sleeping, right? And snoring. Right, and still you are right there. That's amazing. You sustain for like 7 days. It's amazing. Whereas at your home you have your separate room. So that way you are actually making yourself tough. This is amazing. And those people who like Dogala myself, those who came from difficult times, with no choice, we become strong. But those people from the good family here. So you are actually making yourself strong. That's amazing. I really appreciate it. Okay, with this we stop here and I explain this Shri Heruga in the next class. Okay. Sergelim bo tabu jebe ko shage gebo ke chaselo oh mone Mahamona Swaha Om Mone Mahamona Swaha Om Mone Mona Swaha Om Mone Mahamona Swaha Om Mone Mahamona Swaha Om Mone Mahamona Swaha. 3 processions together.
So before we go to dining area for the tea, please gather front of the Buddha hall for the group picture. Yeah, thank you. Yes, now before we go to the tea.
Mahamunaya Swaha Om Muni Muni Maha Munaye Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Munaye Swaha. Om Muni Muni Maha Munaye Swaha.